So on Wednesday, I came out and I talked about that we are going to be watching the finals on Sunday. They will be a game 6, and here we are. It's Sunday, we're going to be watching the game 6 finals. The Heat playing against the LA Lakers. Now, I think that was a huge mistake I made, because now I'm getting a lot of DMs and people sending me messages asking me if I know something about their career, their jobs, and all that. No, I cannot predict the future. I am not Cleo the psychic. No, I cannot do none of that. I don't have those kind of powers. I do not have supernatural powers. I can't see the future. What I can do is see certain patterns, and maybe try to understand those patterns and then predict. And that is just a theory of what might happen. It's not like it's guaranteed. I saw a lot of things. I saw patterns. That's why I was able to predict. It was a theory. I guaranteed yes, because it was highly likely it was going to happen according to the way I saw things, but I couldn't see. I was looking at the past to try to predict the future. I couldn't see the future. It wasn't like it was very clear. I was seeing game 6. The pattern told me it's highly likely we will be watching a game 6. Okay. So some of the things that I saw were the premature celebrations. I felt like that, the game, I keep saying the game of basketball is mental, right? And I felt like the Lakers would come out a bit loosey, just loose a little bit, celebrating already, not focused enough, which we did see Brick City Green. Well, he has been bricking them for a while, so maybe that's not the right example. But Morris was not his usual self. I know a lot of people complaining about Morris right now, Keith, but he has been playing great. He has been hitting a lot of timely threes. You can't complain about that one mistake, the gaff at the end. You can't. No, you can't. Let's stop it. That was a mistake, and it could have happened to anybody. I know a lot of people complaining about so many things at the very end, but it was the whole game. It came down to that, and anything can happen. So let's leave it at that. I feel the biggest thing was it was just the whole team, Lakers. The Lakers were just not focused, and I felt like that was going to happen, and it showed. You could tell me otherwise. I think the only player that was focused, that really wanted it, was LeBron. And I honestly didn't think LeBron would be that focused. He was really focused. It surprised me how focused it was and how determined it was. You could see it in his eyes. He was controlled at all times. He wasn't forcing the issue, because at times he does force the issue, and you lose focus. I feel like you lose focus. You want something so bad you don't know how to go about it. This time, no, he was very focused. He was right there. He was right there at the moment. He was locked in, you could say that. So I didn't think you'd be that locked in. I didn't think. So, I was almost wrong because of that, because I felt like LeBron wouldn't be at that level. That's why I felt like the Lakers would make it. So I was wrong about that, but then I was still right. Here we are. It's just the rest of the team kind of like helped me out. So here we are. So what I'm trying to say is I can't see the future. So please stop writing to me and asking me all those crazy questions, because I can't predict your future. I haven't seen your past. Okay, so what are we really going to see in game number 6? I can't predict game number 7. This is what I'm trying to say. But this is what I'm seeing in game number 6. I am seeing a very determined Lakers team coming out in game number 6. But the problem is sometimes you get too... I don't want to say locked in. You get too into something, and then you can't really do anything. You kind of freeze. Everything gets tight. You get tight. And this is what I'm going to be seeing. In the first quarter, it's going to be Miami's. All right. Miami, they're riding high right now. I think some of that energy will carry over to this game number 6. And that's what's going to happen. I'm seeing that. I am seeing Miami. They have a really great leader who's really calm. That's Jimmy Butler. He has been in control the whole time. So I feel like we're going to be seeing a lot more of that. And I feel that's going to trickle down to the rest of the guys. Duncan Robinson, finally, like I said in my last, no, not my last video, the video before my last, I talked about he's just warming up. and he wasn't ready to go home yet. And I feel like that's what we are going to be seeing in game number 6. A more confident Duncan Robinson, a more confident Tyler Hero. And I mean, it's a lot easier for the Heat to come out there and play a really great game, because truly, from what everybody is saying, it's just, this series is the Lakers. It's just, it's for them to give it away. Now that's a plus for the Heat, because they feel like they've got nothing to lose, everything to gain, nothing to lose. If you look at Jimmy Butler right now, he has solidified himself as a superstar. I think a lot of you would say that. Some of you might not think he's a superstar yet, but he's pretty much solidified himself up there. If you ask me, a lot of people know him now and will consider Jimmy to be one of the elite players, I would think. Okay, we can argue about that, but that's another video. And then Tyler Hero, he had his moment in the playoffs. He had his moment in the finals. Duncan Robinson dropping 7 trays. The only 2 people who scored more threes in the finals are Reggie Miller and Stephen Curry. He's got his moment. He's up there. Okay, it's just the Heat have proved to everybody now. Right now, everybody's not like, the Heat are just, they're just a rollover. No, they've pretty much done what they came to do. Right? Nobody expects them to win. So everything is a plus for them. They're playing with house money right now. They have no reason to be tight. So for the Lakers, game number 6 is almost kind of like game number 7 to them. This is a must win. Actually, if they lose game number 6, I feel like they'll play a lot better in game number 7 than game number 6. Game number 6, they're going to be under a lot of pressure. So I feel like their nerves and everything will calm down eventually. Maybe in the second half, they'll play a better game. But if they don't watch out, this thing might be a blowout. That's what I'm seeing. Might be. I'm not saying it's going to be a blowout, but it might be. I feel like the Heat will come out playing really well, and the Lakers need to be careful how they play. Now, if they do play well, if the Lakers do play well and LeBron does play well, it's going to be something totally different. It's going to be something totally different, and it's going to be a really tough match for the both of them, because now the Heat do have that confidence, and no matter how hard the Lakers hit, I think the Heat will be right there. And it doesn't mean that, like now the Heat are a better team than the Lakers. No, I'm not saying that. But it will be very competitive. It'll be anybody's game, and I couldn't tell. So I'm not going to sit here and predict, no, there will be a game 7, but the likelihood is they will be a game 7. I feel like this is the Heat's game. Anything can happen now, but it's likely that we are going to be watching a game number 7. That's what I'm predicting. That's what I'm seeing from what I've seen so far, because I don't know if AD is going to show up. I really don't know if AD is going to show up. I don't know if they're going to play Rondo. I don't trust Frank. I don't know what he did in the last game number 5, in the final minutes, not having Rondo out there, and just it's a bit suspect, you ask me. He could have done a couple of things differently, I feel. So I don't know if they're going to trust Rondo enough in game number 6. They just have a lot of questions. There are a lot of questions they got to answer. So I just don't trust the Lakers right now. I really don't trust the Lakers. The only thing I can trust is I feel like LeBron will give 100% because he really wants this. He really, truly wants this. He's been there, and he understands if anything goes wrong, the one person who's going to get majority of the blame or people are going to be talking about is LeBron James. So yes, he wants this. And I'm sure, he has a big enough team to go out there and, handle whatever that's going to be happening, whatever kind of narratives that are going to be thrown out there. He has a team to handle that, but I'm sure that's not what he wants to do. He wants to win. He wants to get that 4th ring. He wants to make sure this thing is over before he has to fight in game number 7. So I feel like he's going to be really focused. I just don't know about the rest of the team. I really don't know about the rest of the team. Butler, I know what I'm going to get from Butler. He has been even Steven all the way. Some people might say a bit passive, but I understand why he has been a little bit passive. You know, Goran is not playing, so a playmaker has to be there. He has to get everybody else going, and sometimes you have to feed them so they feel like they're part of the team offensively, so defensively they can also be there. I mean, there are a lot of things that happen, you know. It's all up here. Like I keep saying all the time, the game is mental. It's a lot more mental than you think. Every possession means something. Every single possession means something. It's not, sometimes things are done a certain way because of the next play, not just that play. You're considering what's going to happen in the fourth quarter, and you're doing certain things in the first quarter. You've got to understand that. It's not just every time I can score, I'm going out there to score. It's like there was a moment out there, I don't know if you guys saw it, there was a play in game number 5 when Butler clearly had a layup, but he decided to pass it to Bam. Bam was right under the rim, and he was right under the rim. He could have dunked it, he could have made a layup, but he gave it to Bam, and Bam got that layup. Was it a layup or dunk? I'm forgetting right now. But Bam is struggling right now. He's not playing the same. So it was more important for Bam to get that point, to get that bucket, than Jimmy. So you got to understand the psychology of it, right? It's not just I got to get a bucket. Jimmy buckets, so Jimmy goes out there and gets his own buckets. He has to run with the team, and he's a great leader. He understands that. That's why I feel like the Heat might have this one. We might be seeing a game 7. Hey, make sure you hit the like button right there, right? It kind of helps me out a little bit. So I know it's not a lot of people watching my videos, but I would like for more people to watch my videos. So help me out a little bit. Hit that like button so the YouTube algorithm and all that blah, 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 blah gets to work a little bit, so my video goes around and people get to check it. And do subscribe, please, and tell a friend, share it. All right. Thanks for watching my video. Appreciate it.